million times. Hey y'all, I am finally filming an Empties video. I, as you can see, have many products in there. Some of them are hits, some of them are misses. And as always, I'll be completely honest. Some of them were gifts from brands, some of them were gifts from friends. And these are gonna be a bit of a speed review because I'm chatty and I don't wanna waste your time. Before we do, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. This video is a part of my Vlogmas series. I'm kind of giving myself mini breaks in between and making sure that I film a few sit down videos. That way you can still get to know my personality a little bit and I can just talk away. Because usually in my videos, I just have a lot of music over them, but you don't really get to know me. So this video hopefully will give you a bit of an idea as to myself, my channel, and what I get up to. And what beauty products I use. As you can tell, I do have like pretty good, in quotes, good skin. I don't prescribe morality to skin, but it's just more that I have like very consistent skin for myself. My mom had always had a very detailed regimen for herself with her beauty products. And so I grew up seeing that for myself and seeing and knowing the benefits of that. And a lot of these products represent that for sure. So I'm gonna actually start at the top. This one was standing out to me the most. This is Dr. Jart Ceramidin, and this was actually a birthday gift for me. My friend stayed over at my house a few years ago for Christmas, and when she did, she brought me a lovely little like care package for me, and that included this cream. So this is a moisture retention shield cream. I found that this was just a really good in-between cream when I ran out of my others. It didn't necessarily stand out to me as something that I needed to buy again. I was very grateful to have it as a gift because I've always wanted to try Dr. Jart, but I just found that the price point was a bit high for something like this. Do I recommend it? If you are looking for just like a very hyper, like a really good moisturizer, sure, it's pretty good, but it didn't necessarily stand out to me as something that you have to run out and buy right away. But it did its job, is what I would say. Next up is the Ordinary Natural Moisturizing Factors plus HA. I actually got this cream as a part of I think my initial The Ordinary purchase, like an introductory pack for myself. Again, very similar to this moisturizer. I just found that it wasn't necessarily a standout. It wasn't something that I felt like a luxurious princess using, but it also didn't do a bad job. It just did its job. It moisturized my face, especially at night is what I used it for. The Dr. Jart, I kind of used that on my hands and my face because there were moments I was desperate. I was like, I just need a little moisturizer. This one I just primarily used on my face at night. I found it wasn't as moisturizing as I needed. As many of you might have seen from my nighttime routine videos that I've filmed recently, I slug a lot, and that's because I've just always had like a bit of drier skin. So this didn't necessarily moisturize me as much as I needed it to, but it did its job and it was just fine. Next up, Maybelline Colossal Volume Express. One of my really good friends, Taylor, introduced me to this mascara. It's a part of her mascara regime, or regimen. So what she would do is she would apply a volumizing mascara, which funny enough, I actually have the other one in here. So the volumizing one, which was step one, and then this one as like the lengthening mascara. I love this mascara so much, and I think that they've stopped producing it because I've been looking everywhere for it. And I think they're gone. So right now my lashes are looking pretty cute, I would say. And I did not use this. Oh wait, I did use this mascara today. I have one of like my second last ones because I used to just collect them a bit and hoard them a bit because I love them so much. They stopped producing this. I'm really sad because it is a great lengthening mascara. If you see this in the stores, it's a bit worn right now, but if you see it in the stores, you have to get it. I love it, love it, love it so much. In my opinion, nobody's competing with Maybelline on their mascara formulations. They don't flake, they don't fall apart, they don't smudge, in my opinion. And for the activities that I do, I find that they're just very comfortable in the eye. I do not use waterproof mascara because I just find that that's very harsh to remove from the skin, and my eyelids are quite sensitive. So I'm in love. I would purchase this a million times. Mwah. I love you. Don't leave me. Because I mentioned the first mascara, I'm going to get into this one. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. This is a volumizing mascara. I love it so much. So like I mentioned before, I would use the cat eye mascara, this one, for lengthening. with this one for volume. It just would make my lashes like fan out. I'd be blinking away. I just would feel like those VW bugs and people would put lashes on them. That's how I felt when I used this mascara, or that character from the Muppets who just always had them lashes that were, that's how I felt using this mascara. I believe that it's still in production. I really do recommend it. Once again, Maybelline's formulas are incredible. I just find they don't flake, they last all day, and they look great. The only thing that I have to note about this wand is it's a chunky boy. Absolutely incredible. It is curved. So similar to, I should have shown you the wand. I don't know why I didn't. This wand as well is curved. You can see it. If you want good lashes, people message me all the time and they say, how do you do your lashes? How do you do your lashes? Those two mascaras are how I do my lashes, and I absolutely loved them. Another product from The Ordinary, this is the Hyleronic HA Blur. And this was a hyaluronic based prismatic blurring surface finisher. I believe that that is just a fancy way of saying that it is a primer for the skin, but specifically a mattifying primer. What do I feel about this one? I believe I received this at an event from The Ordinary in Toronto. So this was years ago. I received it, but I didn't start using it until maybe a few years ago as well. And I used it. It definitely did its job. I was very surprised the first time I used it. I was actually disappointed that I hadn't used it sooner. I did not go back out and purchase it again, but that is because I find there are a lot of other products on the market that do the same thing. I do believe this is a great price point though, so yes, go for it and grab it if you're looking for just like a very simple mattifying primer for the skin before you do your makeup. This is definitely a great one. I didn't repurchase it, but that's because I have other products that do the job for me that I purchase way too many of. I have the Trader Joe's sunscreen, and I just find that I've been purchasing more combo products. So the Trader Joe's sunscreen actually has a very similar consistency to this. It's just like a blurry gel. So the Trader Joe's sunscreen has, in my opinion, the exact same consistency, but it's also a sunscreen. So to me, I was kind of like, do I want to just purchase one of these, or do I want to have something that's more of a combo product? And in the end, I just didn't end up repurchasing. I do love it though, and I do recommend it. Let's talk about this deodorant because it's full. This deodorant is completely full, but there's a reason why it's in my empties. This is the Mitchum Natural Powder Bamboo Powder for Wetness Absorption. This didn't absorb shit. I hated this deodorant so much. Words cannot describe how much I hated this deodorant. I am not kidding. I could smell myself after using this just a few hours, and I stunk. And like my boyfriend would say something and I would smell myself and I was like, that's crispy. I did not like this deodorant at all. And it breaks my heart because I only use Mitchum deodorant unless I'm traveling, and then I use Dove men's deodorant. I find that women's deodorants, in my opinion, are not as strong as men's deodorant. I don't know if it, like my armpits are just set up a certain way, but women's deodorant does not, this is just not my thing. Men's deodorant, however, is absolutely incredible. I use the Mitchum 72 hours. If you ever want to see a video of me talking about my essentials, I can get into that, or the things I use every single day. This is not on the list. I hate it, and I can finally throw it out or maybe burn it because this made me stink. I hated it. Are you laughing at me?
No.
You might be wondering, why does she have 3 and why is one of them a different color? Well, I have a story for you. I think I ordered these online, maybe at Walmart or maybe on Amazon. They were a very deep sale. Reason being, Maybelline discontinued my favorite concealer, fortunately. And so I had to start all over again to find a new one. And on my hunt to find a new concealer, which I have found my new concealer. It's still Maybelline, again, because I love them. I tried these and they weren't as good. They just weren't to me. They did the job. Once again, it's another product that, in my opinion, is not bad. They did the job, but they did not impress me enough to want to keep using them every single day. I just found that I wasn't the biggest fan. Also, 2 of these were just not my color. You can kind of tell they're actually more of like an orangey color. I opened 2 of them at the same time for some reason. I just did not do a great job with it. And then this one's way too light. Like this one's 35 and this one's 45. I'm in between these 2. Why did I get the wrong colors? I don't know. I think that's what was on sale. I was being cheap and that's what happens. So I think the Maybelline Fit Me concealers were fine. They were not necessarily my favorite, but they were fine. So if you're in a pinch and you're looking for a concealer, or you're trying out new concealers for yourself, or like me, your favorite concealer on the planet got discontinued and so you had to try to find new ones, then these will work for you for sure. They are definitely not a dupe for the NARS concealer that I believe the packaging was kind of mimicking. They're not a dupe for the NARS concealer at all, but they're fine. I did not buy them again. Let's just stay on the concealer train. This is the Makeup Forever Skin Velvet or Matte Velvet Skin Concealer. I believe they have since been repackaged and look completely different than this. This concealer went to war with me. This concealer went to battle. When the dough on this concealer started to dry, oh, there's a little bit of it left on the tip. I'm like, ooh, girl. I'm like, do I use it? This concealer rode for me. It died for me. I did not repurchase, but that is because, as I said before, I have a favorite. This was gifted to me by Makeup Forever. Girl, I use this daily. Daily. I strayed away from my favorite concealer from Maybelline, and I use this every single day. The reason being the coverage. There are no words to describe the incredible coverage from this concealer. As I mentioned before, it was gifted to me by Makeup Forever, and I used it consistently until it died. And I'm grieving, and I absolutely loved it. In my opinion, Makeup Forever is one of my favorite and most underrated brands that are out there that are just consistent. I've worked with them for years, so I guess I might be a little bit biased, disclosure there, or disclaimer there, but I truly do believe in the power of this product. And stunning, just absolutely stunning concealer. Oh my god, stop, there's another one. So I had 4 of them. We're just gonna buy. This is the Got To Be Glued Style Spiking Glue, the water resistant one in a mini. This gel gave me one of the worst allergic reactions I've ever had in my entire life. This gel and another one. I don't know if I just suddenly became allergic to these, but then again, when I would travel, like, I don't know if I had like an acrylic allergy and then that moved into this. Something happened and this just stopped working for me. And unfortunately, I just have like pretty sensitive skin, and as a result, my entire life there have been times when I can use a product, can't use a product. I can use it under a full moon, and then if it's a crescent moon, it's just not working for me. Like, unfortunately, that's just the life of a sensitive person. And I found that I was just getting like contact dermatitis or like just flaky eczema from this product when I would use it, and my eyes would puff up, my skin would just flake, and it sucks because this was my favorite. Like, I could knock on my hair and it would sound like I was knocking on a door. Like, this did its job. Not one strand would move. Unfortunately, it would be flaky after a bit of time, so all I'd have to do is just reactivate it with a bit of water and oil. I had to stop purchasing it. If I wasn't allergic, would I purchase it again and use it for the rest of my life and love it and cherish it? Yes. Yes, I would. If you are looking for a good hair gel to keep your hair in place, as a texture haired person, please know this is wig. My actual hair is not heat trained. It is not trained for anything. It does whatever it wants unless this gel is applied. I'm not one of those people who could be like, okay, put a little coconut oil for my edges, or those girls who can just use, like, I don't know, they use wax on their edges. How can you use wax on your edges? Mine would just laugh at me and just like curl right up. But this locked in place. My hair would always work out. Unfortunately, I'm just allergic to it now, so I can't use it. But I was holding on to this one because I was like, what if I'm desperate one day and I just want to put a little. But I haven't since because the itchiness and the feeling is just not worth it for me. So highly recommend that you try it. Maybe do a patch test for yourself. Make sure you're not allergic and then go for it because it does its job. I have like a few more makeup things, but they're a little more skincare makeup stuff. Let's start with the Abilie Royale Advanced Youth Watery Oil. Mouthful. Oh my gosh. These bougie products and their 20 syllable names. It's from Guerlain. I love this so much. I remember it was, I think, 2020 during the Panini. I was invited to a remote PR event with Guerlain and I was gifted this product as well as a matching one that I'm going to talk about after. This set my skin so right. I think there's a little bit left that I might just try to open and put on my face before I completely get rid of it. It was beautiful. It lasted a pretty good amount of time. There's a lot of science and incredible things behind it. Angelina Jolie backed them. And I just find that Guerlain's packaging, their branding, outstanding and incredible. Like, this is glass. You don't really get glass very much anymore for your product. So it has such an incredible luxurious feel, but it also works. Because there are a lot of, I tend to lean towards drugstore products because I find that the packaging may not be that cute, but it works. However, in my opinion, Guerlain as a luxury beauty product not only is stunning, but it also works. They invest in both their look and their brand and their products at the same time. Absolutely love. I would use this at night as a part of my like skincare regimen, and I found that my skin was hydrated. I found that my skin was glowy, and it always worked out for me. Next up is also another Guerlain product. This is the Abilie Royale Double Renew Repair Serum. This was also gifted to me by Guerlain. When you pump it out, both of these chambers, I guess, would like empty into like your hand, and then you rub it in and put it on your face. This was also a part of my nighttime regimen. Also another incredible product. It was a great serum to have. At the price point, I personally did not repurchase. I looked it up and I said, ooh. So I'm very grateful that it was gifted to me by Guerlain. Would I purchase this product if I just had a pretty exorbitant beauty budget? Yes. Do I have that exorbitant beauty budget now? Kind of. However, I have not used those funds to run out and grab this. Instead, I've been trying to look for other serums as well to see if they're as good as this one. And to be honest, I have not found one that is that much better other than the Estée Lauder Nighttime Serum. Loved that one. I don't have the Empty on me. I really wish that I did, but it is the Estée Lauder like Nighttime Serum. I know that right now many people are boycotting Estée Lauder, so I'm not necessarily going to recommend the product, but I will discuss whether or not it was good. And it was good. That nighttime serum was absolutely incredible. Same with the eye cream as well too. I did not end up repurchasing it. I went to like I did end up repurchasing it when I went to like an outlet sale. As you saw at the beginning of my Vlogmas series, there was like an Estée Lauder beauty sale. I had the opportunity to repurchase it in the full size and the mini size. I purchased it in the mini size at the time, and I guess boycott excluded that I do wish that I had purchased the full size as well, because that serum, my skin would just look so different the next day. It was an actual product that I could genuinely say transformed my skin, made my skin look great. The eye cream as well does the same. I did run through it, but it was great for me when I was like doing my gua sha and just really applying the product. I think as well, because I did very intensive face exercises along with the product, that really pushed it into the skin, massaged it and worked it into the skin. So it worked well for me. Is it that I started doing gua sha and facial massages to enhance the serums that I was using that caused them to work better? Maybe, but I'll never know. Last Guerlain product, I promise you. This is the Guerlain cleansing oil. It's the anti-pollution cleansing oil. This is a makeup remover. There's actually a little bit left at the bottom, so that's not going to the garbage. That's going right downstairs, but I could use it. As you all know, I'm currently using the chamomile like facial oil from the Body Shop. That's my usual makeup takeoff product. I have the opportunity to purchase this again, and I didn't because of the price, not because of the quality of the product. The quality of the product is next level. Takes on my makeup very well. I would still double cleanse with this because it was an oil, and I just found it didn't take off all my mascara the way that the cleansing oil from the Body Shop definitely does. Maybe it's because I needed to use more at a time and I was rationing it. Maybe that's what it is. But if, once again, with the Guerlain products, I think it's the same for all of them. If you have the budget, go for it because it is stunning. It would leave my skin feeling really soft. The smell is also amazing. It's funny, I didn't mention the smell of the other ones. The smell was just okay on the other ones, but this, it smelled so good. And it really did a great job. Like I said, though, my Body Shop one is much cheaper and does a very similar job. And in fact, a little bit better. Don't kill me. Let's just stick with skincare and then we'll do a few more beauty items. So this is the Nivea Essentials 24-Hour Moisture Boost Plus Nourish. It's so interesting. I actually stopped using Nivea products as often because, in my opinion, they were so expensive and did not go on sale enough for me. Please understand and know, I just spoke about very expensive cleansers and serum. So expensive is quite relative to me in terms of what I'm talking about. So this has like 15 SPF. So it was a really easy way for me to get my sunscreen in, and it was a heavy formula. And that's something that I mentioned before that I need because I just find the dryness of the skin, I have to take omegas, I have to slug pretty often to make sure my skin feels moisturizing good. And so this one actually did it for me, but I stopped using Nivea products as often. I think they got into a little bit of social issues and stuff, number one. Number two, the price point for me when I could just use Vaseline. I do believe in good day creams for yourself, but I just found that the price wasn't matching the results in comparison to me just using a better sunscreen with a heavy moisturizer on my own. So I stopped buying it. This was my staple essential and I just stopped. Next up is the CeraVe Moisturizing Lotion. They have this version available with sunscreen and I did not purchase it. This is when I was trying to move away from the Nivea sunscreen. I didn't like this. I used the entire thing. It's just another meh product for me. Used the whole thing and it was just okay. It has a lot of really good ingredients and I used a pretty good amount of CeraVe products. It wasn't that good and it wasn't horrible, but once again, very similar to the Dr. Jart's and the Natural Moisturizing HA. I just find that they weren't heavy enough for me. The Nivea cream certainly was heavy enough for me, but these three were just, they weren't heavy enough for my skin. And I just found that I was like dry or still feeling a bit dry, so they weren't for me. I'm going to show you two products that I believe are discontinued from Makeup Forever. They look so ugly. So this one, ugly meaning I used them down to the ground. This is the Makeup Forever Basic Clat, so Radiant Primer. They got rid of this and I have never felt so betrayed in my entire life. I honestly should have gone into Sephora and purchased this when they were discontinued. And I didn't, and I'm so annoyed. Instead, I just used the like LA Girl Pro concealers and they're perfectly fine. In terms of comparison, they're actually thicker and if you watch my like get ready with me video, actually for today, I just used my LA Girl Pro concealer and it was perfectly fine instead. But I just loved this. I don't know what it was. It was just such a great little primer that would allow me to use less concealer product. So betrayed, but she gone. So this is the Makeup Forever Base Matte, like mattifying primer. I keep reading like the French one. I know it looks ugly and I know it looks dirty. I don't know what happened. This actually still has a lot of product in it. Here's why, and also they were both gifted to me by Makeup Forever years ago. And I want to talk a bit about this one. I absolutely adore this product, but I have too much of a heavy hand. Now, I used to use both of these products daily. One of them's done, one of them is not. One of them is actually still full, like pretty much full. The reason being, I would use this primer, and there are actually even videos of me out there with this on. It caused dry patches. And so I did a tutorial to learn how to use it. And it was mentioned every once in a while, like just keep an eye on it, you know, monitor whether or not it's too dry. This worked to just all the moisture out of wherever I put it. And so initially when I was using it, I would use it on the whole face. And then later on when I was using it, I learned to just use it in my T-zone. But even in those spots, I was just getting like these weird little dry cakey spots, and I'd be like, I'm not ashy, I promise. I promise. It's just the product. And so I didn't want to worry about that anymore. I didn't want to worry about whether I would look like patches. Like I didn't. So I stopped using it. But in my opinion, if you are an oily person, this is your girl. Like, I don't know if they still carry it. I believe they may still carry this product on the Makeup Forever website or on the Sephora website. It is incredible. Like, it will mattify your skin. There is no question in my mind. Whether or not you want it to, or if you want it to be that extreme, that is up to you. So maybe get a sample of this, try it out, see if this works for you. And if it does, get the whole tube, because it's worth its dollars, just not for somebody like me who I overused it. I was so embarrassed. Like, I look so patchy. And, wow, we are down to our last product. It is Real Techniques Beauty Blender. Or the Real Techniques like makeup sponge, I guess is what they would have to call it, because it's not a beauty blender. This is dirty and beat up and ugly. And I love her, but I don't use her. I apply my makeup with my fingers. As many makeup brushes as I own, as many makeup brushes as I was gifted, and as often as I really do want to try to be a makeup brush girl, I just haven't been for most of my life. I love the way makeup feels when it's warmed up in my hands. I love being able to place my makeup a certain way. I also love not losing product, and that's what I found would happen in this sponge. I would apply my product and then I would see it shift and move. I would apply my product and I don't drag with the sponges. I like, you know, and I just found I was losing so much product in this. Like, I would have to use double the amount of concealer or double the amount of foundation to make sure it actually made it onto my face. No. So I stopped using this and I went back to utilizing my fingers, and I just used like my fingers for my concealer, and then like a triangle brush or triangle sponge for applying like powders and stuff like that. I haven't baked in forever, but if I was going to bake again, I wouldn't even use this. I would just use the triangle little sponges, because I was just wasting too much product and it was honestly irritating to me. So never again. If you ever see me purchase a sponge, hold me accountable. Tell me, ask me what's wrong with me, and then I'll snap back into it and I'll get rid of it. Because in my opinion, the Real Techniques sponge and many other makeup sponges just belong in the garbage. So I just couldn't justify it. I couldn't justify a $30 sponge that betrayed me every day. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is like my first little empties, and I'm so proud of myself. Look at me, all these little products. I finished this and I'm talking about it. But be sure to subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this. If you liked this format, definitely let me know. I'm an extremely opinionated person and I love sharing my opinions. Could be a Capricorn thing, but no, it's my Virgo rising for sure. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to see more videos like this, and we'll catch up soon. Actually, we'll catch up tomorrow because I'm posting a video every single day for, well, until Christmas. I think, am I doing it until Christmas? I didn't set the rules. So maybe it's until Christmas. I don't know, I'll find out later. Bye.